This is SPX on the 5-minute time frame. Here are your price targets for Monday. We ended the week at 64.49.79. To the north side takes us back to the middle of the trend and the baseline and one level of resistance and a potential take profit area, and that is roughly 64.56. Above that, at another level of resistance, 64.83.90. At 3 standard deviations, roughly 64.93.27, and don't hold your breath for price to get to this level, and that would be 65.02.94, and that is another level of resistance. But if we wick up to that level, it will definitely sell off as people take their profits and they run. They will lock in and they will leave. Now to the south side, another level of support and a potential buy-in area and a potential stop loss area, 64.45.83, 64.36.01, and 64.26.80. Looking left, this is your clear sell signal. This is a sell signal here, here, and here. We hit this level, and what happens? This is support. We fell through back to the middle of the trend and the baseline, back up to resistance, and then this line becomes support. This is your sell signal here. This is a nearly buy signal, not quite there just yet, but we could wick down and then go up for a potential leg up to the next level. And that is your buy signal. Buy signals down here. We have a gap when we gapped up on the 11th. And when that reverses for a pullback, that will take us down to roughly 63.74.91. And that, let me mark that, or 60.61, close enough. And then we have this gap to the south side also in play, as well as this gap. And what happened here? This gap on the first opened up, we tanked, so then we filled it to the upside, and that touched right there on the 5th. So congrats if you went long after we fell through, and then we closed that out at roughly 63.40.05. And the last time I looked at this, it's been a while. Let's see, when did I last did this when price was at 58.42, and you can see we are still in an upward channel on the 5. You're going to get different buy and sell signals on different time frames, but let me clean this. Oh, it looks like it touched, but it did not. So whenever we reverse, there's a gap here that you've got to be aware of, as well as here. And this gap closed to the upside on June the 3rd, taking us to 59.62.79, no longer in play. I will delete that. And what else? We've got those two gaps as well, but we are not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close, just something to be aware of. Now let's go check this out on the daily. Option R. Okay, I have tracked this many, many times, as you can see, and we are turning slightly downward and going sideways, it looks like, on SPX on the daily. So watch out, because we did hit a critical area and you can anticipate a pullback for a potential leg up. So this is where we are. So to the north side takes us to 66.04.03, and the middle of the trend takes us to 61.25.27. Okay, oops, Command Z to undo anything you accidentally didn't want to do. So I was tracking this at 36.66.76. We have come a long way since then. So where are we from here to, where are we, 64.49. I can't quite get there, but about a 75% return since down here, and that was in 2022 when I marked that out. So congrats if you've made some money off of SPX. Now the next one I want to go over very quickly is MRNA. Okay, we've run a little bit on this ticker. I'm just going to give you the 5-minute time frame for Monday. I am in this trade. We're at 28.02. Let me make this bigger. All right, so we are basically at the middle of the trend where we could grind sideways. Let me turn this. And that's 28.13, one level of resistance, 28.97, 29.45, 29.85, support and a potential stop loss area, 27.25, 26.80, 26.35. And we ran, there was some sort of news. Where was it? Oh, MRNA has never paid. No, that's not it. What am I saying? Here, jumps as temperatures. What am I saying? Tempers. Here, let me just click on this. Shares of mRNA were up on Wednesday as the Trump administration's shifting position on messenger RNA-based vaccines and therapeutics appeared to tilt slightly in the company's favor. I think there was a new person in charge also. I don't know. But anyway, finally, because obviously these stocks have tanked. Health biotechnology stocks have tanked in the Trump administration, and rightfully so. All right, so we've got a gap up there that would close at 3 standard deviations. This one closed, I'm going to give it there on the 14th. And this gap to the south side is still in play, taking us down to 25.67 for a pullback. And right now I am, what am I at? I'm up 12%. I should sell out, but I'm going to wait for this gap to close and then sell out. And watch out for the RSI there. We had that gap close. Oh, and this gap closed out on Monday the 11th. So congrats if you went. We gapped up, which means we filled to the south side, but look how long it took. It's from Tuesday, June 24th till, what did I say, the 11th. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and that's it. It's going to be Home Depot because I'm headed there in just a moment. I have to buy a refrigerator. I've had a Whirlpool refrigerator in my rental for only 5 years, and the top portion of the freezer door is sweating, and we called the electrician, not the electrician, I'm sorry, the appliance guy, and he had never, ever seen that happen. So the service call was $159, parts and labor for a brand new door, because he said there was nothing wrong with the gasket, is going to be with labor. It was $540 something just for the door, and then a reverse door kit, and then his labor was $400. I'm better off buying a brand new refrigerator because it's Labor Day weekend. Well, the sales are on right now, and I'm gonna go and check out refrigerators. But I buy it online, but I'm just gonna go and check it out while I'm in the store. So we gapped down, so this should be to the upside. So I'm not buying another Whirlpool, and I'm done, I think, for now. It put a bad taste in my mouth with Whirlpool. And what is it, Whirlpool or Frigidaire owns everything anyway. They own KitchenAid and a million other appliances. I've got to look at that again and see what they own, because the last time I looked at it was a lot. Okay, so we've got potential to the upside here. And if my computer crashes or stops on me, this is going to be the end of it. Okay, so we're at 399, I mean, 38. Okay, let me just give you some price targets. All right, we could go sideways and chop there at resistance at 457. This gap closes out at 407 and 407.69. Resistance 411.38. Take profit at 414.92. Many levels of support and resistance in between -2 and 2. So keep that in mind. And the numbers are constantly changing. So when I call this out, it's going to change right away, pretty much. You've got to mark it out for the whole entire day so you can kind of see what the range would be. There we go. So we gapped up, which means this will take us down. And it did close out at 396.14 for a pullback. Here's another pullback area. I also have to buy a ceiling fan for one of my rentals as well. So I'm very lucky that Labor Day is coming up because Home Depot has sales going on as well. But I did buy a home decorator's fan that just died on me too, and I have tons of them. So I don't think I'm going to ever buy another home decorator fan either. And that's a Home Depot brand, which is unfortunate. Because that should have not died on me. I swear things are just made so poorly now. It's so bad. All right, there's your pullback here. So looking left, what happened? This is your buy signal, your buy signal. This is your sell signal. This is also resistance and your take profit signal, but we climbed up. And then this is resistance on the way up and support on the way down. So what happened here? This is resistance. We fell down. It's been forever since I looked at Home Depot. All right, let's see where we are. So the middle of the trend is here. And one range is up to 430.03, and then the middle of the trend takes us back down to 380.71 and 330.77. Hopefully interest rates will come down, and that will make housing boom. But the whole season's done. We're done for this whole season thanks to Jerome Powell. He needs to go. Okay, C forecast. 475 to the north side, 425.23 to another leg up, and then beyond that. And then Warren Buffett is apparently buying, what did he buy? A couple of builders. Can't remember the names of the builders, but the big ones. Apparently he sold some Apple for that. All right, that's it. And then one last thing I want to look at. Let's take a look at CSCO. What is happening? I like to look at the bottom of the ticker. This is some tickers within SPY. And I like to look at the bottom of the barrel because that's where your value is going to be because there's been a pullback, a 4.47% pullback. All right, 66.20. So resistance is going to be 69.14. We could chop sideways here in the middle, or we could follow this line up. So here are some other targets. 74.43. And then go sideways. 77.30, 80.07, 63.50, 60.78, and 58.31. There's a gap here to the south side. Let me just draw that very quickly. And I've got to get going. And don't forget about this one for your pullback. Let me clean up this. That closed out at 55.49, and then we made another leg up and then another leg up. We're still in an upward channel on the 5. Like I said, I have not looked at this one forever as well. Or did I say that? I don't know. If I didn't, I thought it. Okay, let's say that touched. Technically, I'll give it as a touch. Yeah, it did. So that took us to 53.25. That's done, no longer in play. This is a threat right here to our account to the south side, 45.45, but that could be an area where you dollar cost average if your average is high, or you begin a position. Let's mark that. All right, I've got to get going. And is that